you, Burnley. We do. We love you, Burnley. We do. We love you, Burnley. We do. Oh, Burnley, we love you. Right, how's it going, lads? So, the double game week is finished up. I think there was 14 matches played in total. Some big results here, some crazy results here, some results here that made me very happy. Probably made a lot of fans of teams that aren't Liverpool very happy. Obviously not some great ones in there for the likes of Chelsea as well. But let's just dive straight in, have a closer look at these. For who is flying high, my options were pretty much the two Manchester clubs. I couldn't really pick between them, so feck it, I'm just going to give it to both of them. Man United, they started the game week top of the table, despite that changing a lot over the course of the week and a half or so. They finished it top of the table as well, and while they weren't overly convincing in their 0-0 draw with Liverpool and then scraping past Fulham coming from behind, it's probably time that I give them a bit of recognition for being in top spot. Manchester City then, they have the game in hand on Man United, and the way they're playing, I imagine they'll win that, so that would put them top of the table because they're only 2 points behind at the moment. They were much more convincing in their games. They trashed Crystal Palace 4-0. Aston Villa game, they won it 2-0 in the end. Very controversial. I do think that Rodri was coming from an offside position for that first goal. He gained enough of an advantage from being offside that it should have been ruled out, so I don't agree with that being allowed to stand. The commentators seem to agree with me. Peter Walton, the referee that chats with them, he seemed to agree with me, but the officials on the day don't. So Manchester City got their goal, went on to win 2-0. Second place for them, fair play. For who dropped the ball, I've thought about it quite a bit, and I've decided I just kind of have to go for Chelsea. They played against Fulham and then against Leicester. I've talked about both of these games in detail on the channel already, so I won't talk about it too much. But against a 10-man Fulham, really we should have just been putting them to the sword, gaining some confidence again. That didn't happen. We scraped a 1-0 win. So then it's looking forward to the Leicester game and thinking, okay, here's another team that's going for a top 4 finish. They're challenging for the it stands really. So let's just go out there and give a performance that shows the other teams that we are right back in this. We're still in and about those European places. We did the exact opposite of that. We basically handed Leicester the win with how poor we were. So yeah, Chelsea, you did get 3 points out of 6, which isn't awful, but it's far from terrific as well. For shock of the week, there is only ever going to be one game mentioned here. Liverpool 0, Burnley 1. I mean, I was talking to a mate in work when Liverpool and Man United were playing, and I was saying I hope Man United win just to end this Liverpool unbeaten home run because, okay, they're a year or so away from catching Chelsea's 86 game run, but I mean, they were getting there. They were on 68 games. It was getting a bit too close for comfort. Man United didn't get the job done, and then of all feckin' teams, Burnley show up. I mean, Liverpool were poor on the day. They've played the way we've seen them play in the last few matches. They created a couple of chances. Pope made a few good saves. Divock Origi probably had the best chance. He was through on goal, crashed it against the bar. Could have been very different if one of those goes in. But no, in the end, I think it was 80-something minute. Ashley Barnes with the penalty. I've said it before, not a big fan of Barnes, but in years to come, I'll look back on that penalty with great fondness. Start of the week, I'm going with Manchester City's John Stones because not only in his 2 games does he keep 2 clean sheets, he also scores twice in one of them, and he'd never scored a league goal in his Man City career, and when he finally does do it, he follows it up again straight away. The only irritating thing about this is that one of the lads had Stones in his fantasy team. Irritating, but not going to be the reason why I deny him a well-earned star of the week, because it wasn't that long ago that myself and a lot of other people had John Stones completely written off as a Man City defender. He's solidified himself in that team alongside Ruben Diaz now. I mean, the likes of Nathan Ake and Aymeric Laporte aren't getting a sniff in those centre-back spots, which is shocking, but hard to argue with at the moment. Anyway lads, that's it for this one. Bit of a mad double game week, but that's what we love about the Premier League. I've mentioned fantasy football a couple of times. Comment below how you got on the double game week. Like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more footy chats, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.